Alright, time for a power test on half throttle. Let's do a speed test. Full throttle liftoff with the DJI Neo. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another video. This video is about why I think DJI Neo is a great beginner FPV drone. And I mean FPV with manual, so with the FPV controller 3, flying in manual. It's amazing and it's an awesome drone to start the hobby out with, I'd say. While you see me take off here with the DJI Neo, I want to talk a little bit about the introduction clip. The little intro with the other drone flying way up. I made that drone in 2019, no longer have it. It's up somewhere in a tree. Well, last time I saw it in any case. But I think I only pulled like 10, maximum 20% throttle when you saw it fly up and out of frame in a fraction of a second. And that's actually the point I'm trying to make in this video, actually in the comparison, that makes DJI Neo such a good beginner drone. It's pretty safe. Even if you go full throttle, yeah, you can lose it, obviously. And it has enough power to be a lot of fun. But you're not going to chop people's heads off. In today's video you will also see me fly the Neo, and I'll try and explain some of the acrobatic moves. For instance, this one, trying to fly sideways and have a cinematic shot of myself. Well, I fail, so I try the acrobatics again, go through the gate. And another one and fail miserably, losing my ND filter. I want to show some features of the DJI Neo. And I know it's loud. I mean, Neo is a loud little drone. So, let's see. As you can see, while in normal mode, it keeps its position quite nicely. Here we have another takeoff. I found my ND filter again, luckily. It's very small, yet even in tall grass I found it. It's amazing. It could be considered a miracle. I'm going through those gaps once again. This time I'm trying to go through them a little bit faster than I would normally dare. Here you see me fly towards the road, or bicycle road actually, and look right to see if there's anybody. Look left, see if there's anybody. Nobody. So I go across and I decide to look again before actually flying over the road. I try to be careful always, and not to be a bother to anybody, especially not bikers. It was such nice weather, so there were plenty of bicycles around, and even the fast ones, those that go faster than my drone. And here I spot a person on the bench, so I decide not to go on and bother the person. As well, they're sitting there on the bench enjoying the peace and quiet. You don't want that annoying little bug disturbing your peace. I decided to go at full speed towards that little gap over there. Don't hesitate, go. If you go fast, it's more fun, right? Well, you have to always try it again. And this time I fail. But this head-on collision, no ND filter loss. So this is my Neo, and as you can see, it has some accessories. For instance, the gimbal guard and ND filter, both for protection and also for the video quality. Well, you see it in the video though, sometimes, because of the stabilization Neo has itself. Oftentimes you see a little bit of the protector on screen. And I have the bumper thingies on the side. So that's about all the protective accessories I got. Here is some commentary with the final flight that includes my ND filter. You will see me put off some nice gaps with nice speed actually. This one goes very slow. Then I try to pick up the pace and go for a fluent motion through the other goalpost. Don't slow down and go. Really proud on that one. And another one going fast. But I pull out because there was no way I was going to make it. And pulling out at the right moment, it's also a skill you need to have. So don't be afraid to think, no way, I'm not going to make it. Go over it, brake, back, anything. Actually, the brake button on the DJI Neo, even though it's amazing and a lifesaver, it can also bring you in trouble. For instance, if you use it over water, or in the case you just saw, if I tried to brake at that speed, I would have crashed into the goalpost anyway. So it was better to just more throttle and up. Pull the stick back and throttle up. And here you see me having a crazy reaction with the Neo. I had to brake. I actually don't know what happened. Sometimes when you make a sharp turn, Neo decides to bank or something like that, and well, luckily you still have the brake button. Put it back in normal. That helps. And now I'm going to try and dive a little bit. And it's diving without diving next to anything, but still. I haven't done that often. So, first few dives ever. And I know that Neo isn't that strong, so I try to pull up and out of the dive early. Probably too early to be spectacular. And here another round around myself. Check out the doggy and final approach to a frontal hit, losing my ND filter. Glasses on. The DJI Neo, as I've shown multiple times, is pretty durable. I mean, you can bump into things, crash, and you can be quite certain that it will survive those bashes. So that's an awesome thing to have, especially for somebody who's beginning in the FPV hobby. One other thing that's quite good about Neo is that it's actually quite cheap. Well, not cheap when you compare it to a lot of other drones, but it's cheap enough to be a good beginner drone, I'd say.
and cheap enough that if something terribly goes wrong, that you can replace it. Obviously, it's a lot better when you have the DJI Care Refresh, then you can replace it a lot cheaper. So probably a good idea. The DJI Care Refresh for the DJI Neo is pretty cheap in itself, and I think it pays off, especially when you're going to use it as a manual FPV drone. Pretty sure it's going to pay off. So yeah, it's cheap enough.
Here we go again. And obviously I never get enough of those gaps, so hitting another gap. Also, this is without my ND filter. I didn't find it again, so you will see that the highlights have been blown out massively. I doubled and tripled my shutter speed actually, and still highlights have been blown out. So have to do something about it, either replace my ND filter or more shutter speed. Now, if you don't like flippy floppies, I'm going to do a lot of flippy floppies. I find myself a lot more bold now, and they actually go pretty well. So I'm flipping all over the place and rolling left and another left and one to the right also. But as you can see, they go pretty well actually, so pretty happy about that. And also the flips to the front and back. Yeah, nice. So I actually feel a little bit more experienced now and more daring. So yeah, that's good progress, I'd say. At least, as far as I can tell, I'm making progress. Tell me what you think.
One final thought about the matter. I think that it would be an even better deal and an amazing thing for the hobby if DJI came out with a Fly More combo, a Fly More bundle containing the FPV controller 3. That would be amazing. I think that would be the best entry of coming into the FPV drone hobby that I can think of actually. So little tip for DJI, make a bundle.
And another long range gap. There we go. Nice and fast. To the other goalpost. See if we can hit it fast. No, at least one of them. And be safe. Try it on the way back. And here we go for another flippies. As you can see, the next one isn't going too well. I hit the ground, it goes up again, and right now I have to follow my own advice, get home as fast as I can and reset the DJI Neo, because otherwise it will be doing crazy things like you will see here. The gimbal twitching, turning and doing strange things. Here we go, my first split S attempts ever. And I hit the ground, so I have to reset. Here we go again. So I think that's a split S, right? Please, anybody, can you tell me, is that a split S? Or am I just doing something? It's a half roll and then flip back to normal position, right? I think that's it's sloppy. Some of them are pretty okay, I guess. I think, other than the fact that they They do absolutely nothing since it's in the middle of a field. Some more gaps. And more gaps. And now I'm trying something new. Just fly through and then back out. Neo doesn't like that. When you lower it again, it wobbles. And I hit the ground.